There is a pretty common misconception about elopements, that when couples decide to elope, they are either running away from something or doing it because they can't afford a quote-unquote real wedding. And honestly, that couldn't be further away from the truth. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about why couples choose to elope instead of having a traditional wedding. And while I do that, I will take you behind the scenes of one real adventure elopement I photographed last October in Loen, Western Norway. Hi there and welcome to Wander and Frame. In case you're new here, I just wanted to introduce myself really quickly. My name is Tanya and I'm an elopement photographer based out of Norway. Right now I'm on my way to a beautiful place in Western Norway called Loen to photograph another fall elopement. It's gonna be epic, so join in. It is late October, but up in the mountains we ended up with full winter conditions. Snow, wind, cold hands, the whole thing. But this was a perfect backdrop for Autumn and Ryan's story. One thing I notice again and again with eloping couples is how intentional they are. They don't just pick a location because it looks good in photos. Sometimes it's a place connected to their ancestors. Sometimes it's somewhere they have always dreamed of visiting. And sometimes it's an experience they have wanted to share, like hiking, being in the mountains, feeling small together in a grand landscape. And that intention doesn't stop at the location. A lot of couples are just as intentional about where they stay. Not a generic hotel, but something with character, something cozy, something with a soul. Like this old renovated house they chose, charming, warm, quiet, full of little details that feel lived in. And then there are the details, stationery, flowers, wow books. They are not thrown together, they are not random, they are chosen slowly, with taste, with meaning. After photographing so many elopements, I've started noticing a few patterns. Many couples realize that traditional weddings can slowly turn into something else. Expectations, obligations, pleasing other people, doing things because you are supposed to. Eloping is often a quiet rebellion against that. Not because they don't care, but because they care deeply. Big weddings can be loud, emotionally and mentally. Elopements strip things down. Fewer decisions, fewer eyes, fewer distractions. And what's left is time, space, breathing room. For adventurous couples especially, the where matters as much as the why. Mountains, wind, weather, and silence. Marriage for them isn't about white chairs or seating plans. It's about starting their marriage in a way that actually reflects who they are. Traditional weddings sometimes come with a lot of explaining, negotiating, compromising, and emotional labor. Eloping allows couples to step outside of that system completely. No debates, no family drama, just a clear choice. Another important point is that many couples don't want to be the center of attention. Eloping feels quieter, truer, less look at us and more this is us. It's not anti-wedding, it's pro-authenticity. For most of the couples, an elopement isn't just a wedding day. It's often the first big decision made together, the first shared adventure as a married couple, a symbolic way of saying, we chose our own path.
That's skydive, that's it. Until you have, right when you're stalling is when you want to time, you have your parachute coming up.
Everything I've talked about so far comes together right here. This ceremony is exactly why elopements feel so different. Down below, it still felt like autumn. The colors, the soft light, that in-between season. And then we stepped out of the skylift, straight into winter. Autumn and Ryan chose to read their vows to each other without an officiant. This is very common for elopements, a symbolic ceremony instead of a legal one. It removes a lot of pressure, no paperwork to think about, no strict structure, no timeline that can't be changed if the weather shifts. It leaves space for what actually matters, the words, the moment, and the connection between two people. Even though elopements look different, they don't have to exclude the things people love about weddings. You can still keep the parts that feel meaningful, like sitting down together, having something warm to drink, sharing a cake, or more of those cakes. It's not about doing less, it's about choosing what stays. As the lights started to change again, we went back outside. No rush, no next location waiting. Just watching the sky, opening a bottle of champagne, and letting the day settle. This is usually the moment where I sit down afterwards, go through the images and let the day sink in. And every time I'm reminded why this kind of work means so much to me. Many of the couples I work with love nature. They love being outside. They love experiences more than expectations. They don't want four walls. They want space, wind, weather, movement, and being able to combine my biggest passion, photography, with adventure, travel, and the outdoors, this is as good as it gets for me. Not just documenting a wedding day, but being a part of an experience that feels true to who they are. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned something new today. I'm gonna link a couple of relevant videos here. Make sure to check them out. Maybe you will like them too. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!